You mentioned that there was an internal report that that supported your statements, and I guess maybe my first question is, Mayor, do you still maintain your position that you stated in town hall and at the last and reaffirmed at the last meeting?
I know no other answer. I read the report that was given to me by the staff, and that's exactly what it stated, that other communities such as Kirkwood and Webster Groves, that they talk to them, and that's what they do to the where our animal control people would capture or and see if the animal is got rabies or whatever. In the other communities, if it looks like, instead of trying to do that, the other communities, they would the police officer would use a city-owned weapon and write a short report saying what they did, and that was the end of the deal.
The internal report I've been able to uncover is a report of May 14th, 2009, and perhaps there's been some miscommunication, but if this is the report that you're referring to, Your Honor, perhaps you could point out the statements that from which you made your statements at the town hall and at the last meeting.
I think you should probably, just to be perfectly honest, I think if you've got a problem, you should be coming and talking to me, but I'll be glad to look at this because I think it's that important. I see here for Kirkwood Police Department, it states, animals in cases of injured or sick animals, Kirkwood officers will not get physically involved unless the animal is a threat to the public. In this case, the animal will be euthanized with department firearm. Euthanize means they'll shoot them.
Right.
Okay. The action will be documented in the form of memorandum, and the Kirkwood officer will attempt to secure dogs at large and convey them to the police department. The dog will be kept in the kennel and attempts to locate the owner. If this is unsuccessful, the St. Louis County Animal Control is contacted for pickup. Exactly what I said is, yes, they do have the authority to shoot the animal, and which we probably do too, if a police officer felt threatened. But there's not. I see no statement in there that other than that's what they do.
Well,
and what I'm trying to emphasize, which you do not want to listen to, is the St. Louis Animal Control is a nothing. You got to realize that when you accept the St. Louis County Animal Control, you get nothing for it. All they do is pick up what you've captured. That's like transporting to their facility, which is 27 miles away, so that if people are looking for their pets. I know in the paper it says they take them to Ladue, but Ladue is closing. So it's not one of those things that I think is beneficial to this community. They do not handle wild animals. The people in this community are going to have to, if they have, I think they said they had 39 cases or 49 cases of distemper so far this year from wild animals. What they're going to do is they're going to not have anything to do with it. We're going to have to hire the individual citizens are going to have to hire a animal control pest, I guess what you call pest people, to come in and handle their wild animal problems, which we now take care of, whether to trap them or whatever. So it's easy to say that we're already paying for animal control, but the real fact is that the county offers no animal control for the city. If we want to be a city without any control over our animals and our community, and expect the police officers to be out there doing animal control work, we don't have any park rangers anymore. So if you want nothing done, then like I said to Alderman Pickle tonight, when they start calling with these problems, and I'm still here, I'll refer them to the alderman to make sure that they can maybe help them capture the animals and do the things that need to be done. I'm certainly hope that the police officers are not expected to go out and do the animal control work in this community. So that's where I'm coming from. And I'm glad you gave this to me, because it's actually one of the communities does do that, and they state that.
In the case of an injured or sick animal, Kirkwood officers will not get physically involved unless the animal is a threat to the public. In this case, the animal will be euthanized with a department firearm. In this case, in the case of an injured or sick animal. So there is no inference about shooting animals other than in the instance of an injured or sick animal, according to this internal report.
Okay.
Now,
Normally, we don't have anything to do with them unless they're a problem.
well, the problem, Your Honor, is that you accuse these other municipalities of shooting their pet, of shooting pets.
That they shoot.
Now, what I'm going to suggest, Your Honor, is that you review this memorandum and any others that you can find to accumulate the statements and the accusations that you have made. If you can support them and report back to this board at the next meeting.
Well, I don't take instructions from individual aldermen, and I'll just tell you that up front. And I state what I think is factual, and I think basically on what you've read here, I'm pretty accurate. Now, it may not be in the same context as you're trying to emphasize, but the thing about it is they do euthanize them in these other cities with a city-owned weapon, and they write a report. I don't see how you can get any clearer than that, and we do not do that in this city. If a police officer was endangered or had to shoot one, they would. That's anywhere. But we do with our animal control personnel that we have today. We're able to eliminate a lot of that type of activity and return animals to their rightful owners. So I don't know where you're coming from. So moving on.
Excuse me, Your Honor. I have the floor, and I wish to wrap this up. Again, I'm going to ask His Honor to review his statements at the town hall and at the last meeting, and review the information that is in the internal city report, and come back at the next meeting and either substantiate his statements that he made earlier, or come back with a public apology to the people of Webster and Kirkwood, as well as to the people of the city.
I'm not apologizing to Kirkwood or Webster Groves if that's in fact what they do. And the other thing is, all I'm emphasizing is we have a better program here. If you don't like the way I say it, that's tough. I don't really care whether you like whether I said it. I took my information from a staff report, and I plan on continuing to do that. And I speak from the heart. I don't speak trying to confuse people about my objective. So you'll have a long wait if you're waiting for me to come back and apologize for anything. So, so that's all I'm going to. I'm not even going to talk to you anymore about this. So if you don't have anything else to say, besides talk to me, move on. I have a